that the Lord unfolds, that everything is a wonder. Ascharyavat vadati, ascharyavat pashyati, little more, little I can't get. Ascharyavat vadati, ascharyavat pashyati. Everything, the seer is a wonder, the listener is a wonder, the talker is a wonder, every energy is a wonder. When the adbhuta, when an inner awakening takes place, you will see the ability to see you have not created, the ability to hear you have not created, the ability to walk you have not created. So therefore you are seeing, you are hearing, you are walking, everything is ascharyaha, ascharyaha, ascharyaha. A sense of deep wonderment opens up. And therefore we saw elaborately yesterday that when the consciousness in you becomes heightened, when your awareness increases, then you will see everything is a wonder. Ascharyavat paschati, shrunoti, vadati, everything is a wonder. And once you experience the adbhuta rasa, then you will find the miracle of life. You will see everything is saundarya lahari. You will see waves and waves and waves of beauty. You will start seeing elegance in imperfection. You will find imperfection is also God's great wonder and dance. And therefore a different experience altogether unfolds to that enlightened being. And therefore the Lord is inviting us to raise the level of consciousness, wherein I experience everything as a wonder. Now, if you don't experience everything as a wonder, please understand ignorance is working in our life. If you don't experience adbhuta rasa, alright, understand, if you don't feel this breeze touching you is a wonder, if you don't experience the sun rising is a wonder, it's a pure symptom of ignorance dancing in your life. Please understand, ignorance dances in your life by these, like if we say in Sanskrit, yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vannihi. Yatra yatra dhumaha, wherever there is smoke, tatra tatra vannihi, there is fire. I don't have to see the fire, I see the smoke and infer there is fire. It's called Anumana. One of the pramanas is called Anumana, inference. So too also from the Vedantic parlance, where how do you know you have ignorance or knowledge? Please understand this clearly. Oh, you have knowledge because you can quote the scripture. People feel I have knowledge because I can quote the scripture. Alright, quoting the scripture, even a parrot when it is told will do it. So don't deceive oneself. Don't cheat oneself. Just because knowledge is there on your tongue, you can quote, and therefore you have knowledge there. Knowledge exists when ignorance is destroyed. And ignorance exists when you can't experience the adbhuta rasa. You can't experience the miracle of life. You can't experience this body also is the signature of the Lord. You can't experience when the leaf drops from the tree, the very dance of the leaf is also the dance of the Lord. Right? And if you can't experience that, then please understand ignorance exists. And once ignorance exists, your knowledge of parrot-like repeating is not really going to help. Please understand this. So if you don't experience adbhuta, there is a sense, there is ignorance which exists in your life. It's like, a very, very knowledgeable person. That's why Lord Shiva in the Shiva Sutra denouncing the knowledge which does not give you adbhuta. Lord Shiva in the Shiva Sutra, a very rare text which I have brought out tapes on that, where the Lord denounces knowledge. When he denounces knowledge, he is denouncing that knowledge which is not giving you a sense of wow, a sense of adbhuta. And therefore he says, Jnanam Bandhanam. Such a knowledge, Jnanam Bandhanam. That knowledge will bind you. Now the statement is very contradictory. Knowledge will bind you. And Lord Krishna says in the Gita, Nehi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. There is nothing more purifying than knowledge. And Lord Shiva says, Jnanam bandhanam. Knowledge binds you. Now what is he talking? He is talking of a bookish knowledge, a verbal knowledge, a lip knowledge, where the knowledge has not transformed into a sense of wonderment. Where your knowledge has only covered your ignorance, whereas your knowledge has not destroyed your ignorance. Please get this. Your knowledge, a sheer intellectual knowledge covers ignorance. A true knowledge destroys ignorance. And when knowledge destroys ignorance, then you experience an adbhuta, a sense of wonderment. So there was once a very, very knowledgeable Sufi mystic. He was not wise, but he was knowledgeable. And this knowledgeable Sufi mystic, it seems, goes now, right, very, very proud and arrogant of his knowledge. He sees a small kid there, about 10 years old kid, right? He lights the lamp, and having lit the lamp, he asks now this young boy, where has the light come from? He says, where has the light come from? 10 years old boy, right? Where has the light? He wants to demonstrate his pandityam. And this 10 years old boy in the Sufi literature is there. He blows off the candle and says, wherever it has gone, it has come from. He blows off the candle and says, wherever it has gone, it come from. And therefore silently the boy says, don't ask stupid questions. He's only demonstrating where has the knowledge come from. Because lot of logic can prove where knowledge has really come from there. Now this type of knowledge, which builds your ego, which demonstrates your arrogance, that type of knowledge, please understand, is ignorance. And that knowledge is a very, very dangerous knowledge. Please listen carefully. I need a little more feedback, Rajesh. Little, don't increase it too much. That knowledge is a very, very dangerous, yeah, thank you. That knowledge is a very, very dangerous knowledge. And therefore, please understand, in the course of our living, is our knowledge transforming in the sense of wonderment? Is your knowledge increasing your adbhuta rasa, a sense of innocence? Is every time we have to edit and audit. Because if you don't edit and audit, your knowledge is going to add to arrogance and not to innocence. It will give you ahankara, it will not give you asmita. And then what happened when God blesses you with so many gifts, when God blesses you with so many unasked gifts to you, you will never be able to validate it. Have you seen so often in my life workshops I unfold this? So often in life we are winning. So often in life we are winning, but we feel we are losing. You know why? Because we do not know how to validate our winning. So long in life we are winning, but you feel you are losing because you do not know how to give marks to your own winning. So therefore, right, if existence blesses you with so many things, God blesses you, and if you don't have the adbhuta, you will never validate it. It is like a traveler, you know, a traveler was passing, and then he comes and then he tells to one of the friends there, you know, I got lost in the desert. I was doing trekking and I got lost in the desert. Alright, you are a religious person. I remembered you. So I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed for God to help me. I was lost in the desert. So I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed for God to help me. And he stopped. Then the friend says, what happened? He did not help me at all. So prayer does not work. Then how did you come out of the desert? His friend asked. Then he said, there was another traveler passing that side, and he gave me a right to come out of it. Right? Is this not God sent? Another traveler was passing that side. He helped me to come out. Alright? you and I are so arrogant sometimes. We decide how God has to come to us. I'm sure if Lord Krishna comes with jeans and with a Nike, right, most of the Krishna Bhaktas will not recognize him. Isn't it? Because we are so arrogant, what type of dress you and I would have decided. In fact, what type of underwear also we have decided. Now, it is this height of arrogance that we live life. So therefore, is your knowledge giving you an adbhuta? Is your knowledge giving you a sense of wonderment? And if your consciousness is awake, it will be just wonderment. And if there's wonderment, then your husband is bugging you, nagging you, you will see what a great wonderment. How beautifully he is nagging you. How nicely his mustache goes up and down, up and down. Wow, wow, adbhuta. Alright, a different type of wonderment experience. Everything is ascharyaha, ascharyaha. So is ascharya happening in your life? If it is not happening, ignorance is dancing in our life. Oh, but I can quote the Quran. I can quote the Bible. I can quote the Bhagavad Gita. Even a parrot can quote it. Even a parrot can quote it. So please understand this very, very clearly. And therefore, in yesterday's verse, I have unfolded to you the demonstration of knowledge is your experience of adbhuta, of wonderment. That's why the second chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. What is true knowledge? Right? And therefore, please understand, everything is a wonder, wonder, wonder the Lord unfolded. Having unfolded, now he continues in the next verse. If you have the book, please see it. If you don't have the book, close your eyes and feel the rag, feel the sloka from your heart. If you have a book, look at this sloka. If you don't have, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Next sloka. Feel the verses. If you don't understand Sanskrit, still feel.
Dehi nityamavadyoyam Dehe sarvasya bharata Tasmat sarvani bhutani Natvam shochitum arhasi Natvam shochitum arhasi Dehi nityamavadyoyam Dehe sarvasya bharata Tasmat sarvani bhutani Natvam shochitum arhasi Natvam shochitum arhasi Dehi nityamavadyoyam Dehe sarvasya bharata Tasmat sarvani bhutani Natvam shochitum arhasi Natvam shochitum arhasi
Gently open your eyes. The Lord unfolds. Dehi nityam avadyoyam Dehe sarvasya bharata. Please feel these verses. Dehi